Hi everybody, hope you are all fine. This is Atik. I welcome all of you to our YouTube channel Engineering Drive. In order to understand the concept of computer networks in elaborated manner, we need to know first of all what is actually the devices which are used to form a network. Okay, we know that in networking there are different types of devices which are connected with each other. And what is the main purpose of establishing this connection? To provide communication. Is it right? Now I am going to give a clear picture to all of you about the 8 types of networking devices which are used actually to form a network. So dear students, once we have the idea about all these 8 devices, then we will come to know each and every concept of computer networks further in a very simple manner. Because of this reason, I have introduced these 8 types of networking devices. So dear students, let us see and understand one by one their use and their significance. So first of all, let me give an idea about what is a hub and why it is used actually in a network. Dear students, the purpose of hub is it is used to connect multiple networking devices. So the purpose of hub is this hub is mainly used to connect multiple devices. So device A, device B and device C. If you want to connect multiple devices, then you will make use of hub. And one more thing in a hub is, let us say 3 devices are connected to the hub. Then the data can be transmitted to all these 3 devices. Let us say 10 devices are connected to this hub. Then the data will be transmitted to all the 10 devices. So there is no way that we can select out of 10 only I want to transfer data only for 5 devices, whether it is possible or no. In hub, a hub is used to connect multiple devices, and one more thing in a hub is the data will be transmitted to all the devices which are connected to the hub. So you can't select manually some few devices and you can transmit the data. It is not possible in a hub. It is mainly used to join multiple devices. Now coming to the second networking device, which is a switch actually. So a switch is nothing but it is an intelligent type of hub, or we can say it is an intelligent form of hub. Why we are saying switch is an intelligent form of hub? In switch also multiple devices are connected like this. So this is A, this is B and this is C. But in switch there is one advantage, there is one added facility. Why we are calling it as intelligent form of hub? Because in switch there is an option to select the devices to whom we want to transmit the data. We know that in networks the data will be transmitted in the form of packets. Now if from this particular switch, if data needs to be transmitted to A, then data can be transmitted to A only. B and C, they will become idle. Data will not be transmitted to them. Whereas this facility actually is not available in hub. In hub, we need to transmit the data to all the devices. But here in switch, we have the option. In the name itself, answer is a switch. That out of A, B and C, we can select the recipients, we can select the devices to whom the data should be transmitted. That is switch. Is it okay? Now, one more advanced form of switch is router. So what is actually a router and what is the job of router here? Let me tell you. Let us say this is a router. Okay, and these are the devices A, B and C. Let us say for device A, there are multiple ways to transmit the data, and for device B also multiple ways are there, and device C also multiple ways are there. Now the unique quality of a router is, in order to route the data, in order to route the packets, what router will do? Here we can see how many paths are there to transmit the data to A. 3 paths are there. Then router will decide which is an optimized path, which is an efficient path, and on that path only our data will be transmitted to the respective device. Is it clear? In switch we don't have that efficiency. In switch simply we can select to which device the data will be transmitted and data will transmit to the device. But in router, if a device is having multiple options to receive the data, then router will decide the best path, shortest and efficient path in order to route the packet to the required destination. And in order to understand this, we have different routing algorithms also that we will discuss in our later videos of our computer network subject. Meanwhile, you just understand that a router is an advanced form of switch where the efficient route or efficient path will be selected to transmit the required packets. This is router. Now, if you see this hub, switch and router, their goal is same. What is their goal? Transmission of data. But where is the difference in the way of sending the data? A hub will send the data to all the recipients or all the devices. A switch will send the data to the selected devices, whereas a router will send the data to the required recipient, but through an efficient path, through an intended path only. This is router. So these are the first three devices which are used to connect multiple devices to form a network. Next, let me discuss the fourth category, which is a bridge actually. Okay, and in our real-time scenario, we can talk about bridge which is used to connect. Suppose there will be a water lake is there in between and a person cannot able to travel from land A to land B. In between lake is there. Then what happened? How a person can travel? A bridge is available in between which is used to join one part of the land to another part of the land. A person can travel easily. Here, the purpose of bridge is, it is used to connect similar networks. Let us say this is N1 is a network and here N2 is a network. So what this bridge will do, it will join these two networks. This is bridge. Sir, what about whether these two networks are similar networks or different networks? Here bridges are used to connect similar networks. N1 should be similar and N2 also should be similar, which means these both networks should be similar. What is the meaning of similar networks here? Similar networks means both network 1 and network 2, they should be having the similar hardware configuration. They should make use of similar protocols and they should make use of similar software. Then we can say these two N1 and N2 networks are same. These type of networks can be connected by using bridge. Is it right, my dear students? So N1 is a network which is having multiple devices connected to each other. N2 is a network which is having multiple devices connected to each other. These two types of networks can be joined by using a bridge. Okay. Next, opposite to that of bridge is a gateway. So what is gateway actually? In gateway, the only difference between a bridge and a gateway is, here also I will take N1 network and here also I will take N2 network. Is it okay? And these two networks are connected by using gateway. But the difference here is N1, the network N1 can be something like A and N2 can be something like B, which means A will be a different network, B is a different network. We don't know. Okay, A may be using different hardware configuration, B network will be using some different hardware configuration, even though they can be connected with each other by using gateway. In simple terminology, bridge is used to connect similar types of networks, whereas gateway is used to connect different types of networks. When I am saying different types of network, then you should know that it can be different variation in hardware of the networks. It can be variation in software, or it can be variation of protocols that can be used by these networks. So this is gateway. Okay, bridge, gateway. And sixth networking device, which is very, very important and is common, is modem. Okay, first of all, before I am saying what is modem, let me give a full form of this word, modem. It stands for modulator and demodulator. Modulator and demodulator. So what is the meaning of modulator and what is the meaning of demodulator? Let me tell you, there are two types of signals that we can come across in networks. One is analog signals, another one is digital signals. Analog signals and digital signals. Analog signals are generally used in telephone lines where the data will be transmitted. Okay, in order to transmit the data must be in analog form. Okay, but the devices which are connected in network, they can understand digital form only. See here, dear students, I am showing you the use of modem here. For example, let us see, this is computer A and this is computer B, device A and device B. They both want to communicate with each other. Okay, and the transmission medium, here this is the transmission channel, and in order to transmit the data, compulsory it should be in analog form or analog signals only. But device A is a computer, device B is a computer. Both are electronic devices. These electronic devices, they can't understand analog signals. These electronic devices, they can understand only digital signals, only digital format. But in order to transmit the data must be in analog signal. Sir, how this problem will be solved, sir? The problem is solved with the help of an electronic device known as modem. What this modem will do, you know, whatever the matter or whatever the data user has prepared, which will be in digital form, that digital form data will be converted to analog signals. Digital signals is converted to analog signals, and these analog signals will be transmitted to the receiver. At the receiver side also, there will be one modem. What this modem will do, it will take these analog signals and it will convert these analog signals into digital signals. Digital signals. So at A side also we are having one modem M. What this modem will do? It will take the data, in which form? It will take the data in digital signals, digital form, and it will convert the data into analog form. Data will be transmitted, and once the receiver has received the data will be taken in analog form and it is converted into digital form or digital signals, which can be understood by the receiver. So sender's problem is solved, receiver's problem is solved, and communication channels problem is also solved here. Is it right? So the process of converting these digital signals into analog signal, we call it as modulation. What we call this process? Modulation, or we call this one as modulator. This part of the device is known as modulator, and this part of the device will work as a demodulator. Demodulation in the sense converting the analog signals back to digital signals. So this is how the modem will work. At the sender side there is one modem, at the receiver side also there is one modem. So dear student, this is how our modulator and demodulator works, which is mainly used for conversion of analog to digital and digital to analog signals. Is it okay? Next comes the next networking device, which is a repeater. A repeater is an electronic device which is used to amplify the signal so that it can reach to longer distances. We know that there is a device known as Wi-Fi booster. I think you people might have listened, and it is available in online also through Flipkart or Amazon. You can get that. What is meant by Wi-Fi booster? Let us say I am having a 3-storage building and I am having my Wi-Fi router in my home in the ground floor, but the signal is getting reached only to the first floor. The signal is not getting reached to the second floor. So what I can do, in the first floor I can keep the Wi-Fi booster. Once I will attach the Wi-Fi booster, what it will do, it will amplify the signal which is generated from ground floor, and so that the signal should go to the longer distance in the sense second floor. Same way this repeater also will work. It is an electronic device. What it will do, if we are unable to get the signal to a long distance, then we can make use of this device and we can prolong the distance. Okay, let us say A, B and C. From A, the signal is getting reached only to B, but it is not getting reached to C. So what we can do here, we can install one repeater. What this repeater will do, it will amplify this signal so that it should reach to the even receiver C or the device C also. This is how repeater works. Okay, and the last networking device that can be used is access point. So what is actually an access point? There itself answer is there. By using this point we can access something. What we can access? Data. So access points can be generally the wireless LANs or the Wi-Fi modems which we can use in our home. What is the main purpose of this Wi-Fi modem? You know, if you have a Wi-Fi modem at our home, then what we can do with this modem? We can attach several computers with the help of LAN cable, or wirelessly we can connect different types of devices like smartphone. We can connect our LED televisions, that is smart TVs. We can connect laptops. So all these devices we can connect by using this access points. The purpose of this access points is it is used to establish connection to multiple devices either in the form of wired or wireless. This is how access points will work. So dear students, I believe that you people got a clarity about these 8 types of networking devices. These devices are used in various concepts of our subject. So whenever I will give the name of this device, whenever I use this device, then you will come to know the difference and use and significance of this. So with this, let me close my today's session of video. See you soon everybody. Take care. Allah Hafiz.